Good morning, everybody. Look at that. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's another day here at the build, and it's time I start transferring my solar battery bank and inverters and all up to that top room on the house where all the solar system is going to be installed at. I did a lot of pre-plumbing in the walls. I did breakers, everything for these inverters and all to be up there. It's all set up. Double throw switches, everything's in place for the grid, whether I'm going to be on generator, whether I'm going to be on solar, all of those things. And what I want to do right now is take one of my batteries, and I already have one of the other inverters up there at the top right now. I want to take one battery so I can hook it up and bring that inverter live. And I can use it to start doing a little wiring up there. And then I'll transfer this other inverter up there that's been down here in the garage like a temporary power service for several years now, working seamlessly. And I'll give it a good blowout, clean up bath, and then it'll get moved up there after the other ones are already up and going, and we switch the loads over to the other one and off this one. And at that point, I'll transfer more batteries. I'll probably take 2 batteries for now and leave 2 and kind of split the system into 2. When I put it back together, I'm gonna have to balance the batteries back to each other. I need you, this battery's heavy now, and don't dent it and scratch it and stuff, okay? You need to take it to that top room up there where that other inverter like this is on the wall. Just set it right in the floor, right below that inverter, okay? Just this top one right now. It's got a handle right here, and there's a handle over here. So I'll help y'all get it set down, and then y'all can take off with it. Yeah, so it's time to go to work up here on the solar. This is my PV combiner box. There's a bunch of my solar cable just all piled up here on the floor. I got all my hardware for my solar brackets, and I have to bring this battery here. I have this one inverter up here on the wall. Get up here and I'm gonna give everything good cleaning. So I have this wiring passes through, and it comes out over here for my disconnects and my double throw switches for all the solar and the generator system. Then these conduits here and this one here go outside for the solar array. Passes right through, goes right to the locations on the roof where all the solar array will be at. So anyway, there we are on that. I'm gonna go down and make this cable up, and over the next days, I'm going to start getting the solar system all in order. I'm here making up my cables for my inverter upstairs. Got my little hydraulic tool. Got to change the pieces in it. It's kind of showing you here it's stripped back. Pull this off. You can see it's stripped back in there. Get this down on there. After I crimp that down, this will be able to go up over it, and then I'll heat shrink that back on it. Make me a positive and negative. You see I got different heat shrink sleeves in here. I got a lot of different fittings all around here everywhere for doing this kind of stuff. There's more all over there as well. Keep a pretty good supply of things. So I take this little hydraulic crimping tool and find the right little die to put in there to crimp that and get it snugged on down. Alright, well, they're out there. There is my positive leads made up. My heat shrink all on them. I don't know why. There it goes. Now it's going to focus. So I'll get another set made up right now for my grounds, and I'll be ready to go up there and turn that inverter on. It hasn't been on in a while. Make sure everything's going good on it before I continue on to the next step. I'm gonna give this a try right here, this walnut stain. Put on those teak wood doors. I just want to stain because I'm gonna try to come back over it and shoot a urethane finish over the top of that. It's an epoxy urethane to really seal those doors good. And I'm gonna shoot that with my paint gun. So I put Joel just now on an orbital sander with 60 grit sandpaper because we want to work all of these places like this. We want to get all this worked out of the wood. And like right here, we want to work on all of that. I probably won't be able to get 100% of the imperfections out, and that's all right. It'll give it a little bit of character. Been out here, can't do this single-handedly, but we've been out here loading up stone. It's going to take probably 15 trips over here with my little pickup to get all the stone left behind. It's just here everywhere. I could fill, shoot, I could fill several gabion cages with how much is here. And then they left a whole bunch of gravel outside right here as well. There's a bunch. So before it all disappears, I need to get it and get it in place. Maybe need to move some, yeah. Well, the guys are on break right now, and I walked back up here looking at this door I had Joel working on. Now, he's doing a pretty good job. I'm not complaining about Joel. He's don't do a lot of this kind of work, but I had him really work on it more because there were so many of those planing marks down in this wood. And there's just this huge place here they put filler at. And this thing, it was this wide, went real big up here, huge. It had pits in it, and it just needs to be sanded down. So while Joel's gone, I went to working on it, and I have reduced it down to almost half the size it was. And I can still feel I can take more out. And there's actually a hump in the door right here. And by the time I sand that down, there probably won't be a whole lot of that left. And then I can get that stained in to match with the rest of the wood. There you go. I worked that big old huge spot that went from way down here to way up here and super wide, going all the way to this edge. Look here, I worked it all the way down to just this now. See how much I shrunk that? Not much left now. That thing was huge. Yeah, I need to work on these here too. Work this area right here. Work this area down right here and get rid of a bunch of that. Keep it flat. Don't try to lean it. Keep it flat, okay?
What I'm talking about might save your life someday, okay?
Okay, Mr. Mackey, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
There you go. You see these lines in here? Work that whole area right there. We can probably work most of that out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, get those little grind marks right there too.
Okay?
keep working this area down through here, and you'll probably get all of that out of there.
Dumbass.
What's over in the afternoon now? We been filling up these gabion cages still. I've been working right out here in the heat with them, loading all this, unloading it as well, back and forth. We're maybe down to where only 1 truckload of stone left. Man, we've moved a bunch, not only filling up the gabion cage, but filling up on the back side of it here as well. I've got a bed liner in this, but we had this old piece of bamboo fence. We threw it down and let it absorb some of the shock of those stones. And we threw some palm and all in there too, just to kind of absorb it all, so we didn't treat the truck so rough. Boy, having this 4-wheel drive little Nissan with these grips, man, I'm able to run, even load it down back and forth over this loose sand on this beach like it's just nothing, man. I mean, it is a true blessing having this little 4x4. One time I took off out into it, loaded down, and I had forgot to put it back in 4-wheel drive, and you could instantly tell a massive difference. The 4x4 is the ticket for real, and especially trying to push these aggressive grip tires up through the sand right there, you know. Yeah, I'll go pour this upstairs. Is there some in that one too?
Yes.
Here, pour it inside of here. Well, it is the end to another day. I didn't come up here and video anything the guys were doing on top today because I spent most of my day helping move stone, load stone and unload stone, and run other tasks as well. So I'll show you what's been happening up here that you all have not seen. So I said before that we were done pouring concrete on top, but then of course I was wrong. I was going to have railing put in between right here for safety, and I got to thinking about it, and I decided no, between the cost of the railing, I just don't want to spend. Still, the temptations of children climbing on it and all up here this high, especially if they think I can just get on this roof once it's here. We cast a wall here, and they're preparing to cast one right here between these 2 columns. Then they're going to cast one also right here. And we already did one right here. Bye, Tom. Bye, Tom. Bye, Ling. Our friends are leaving right now. Yep, so that's what the guys been working on up here, pouring these little walls. I had some PVC coming out down in here for video cameras. Let's see if you can see it there. Yeah, for video cameras, and for some Ethernet that'll go out up here for a mesh network. So we got those out the side right there, and that's pretty cool. So it's just coming along up here pretty nice. I'm enjoying it. It's going to have a roof, and it's going to be open halfway up all the way around. Halfway up all the way around. And if at any point ever in the future that we wanted to close this, it would be easy to have glass put in, windows put in, if we ever did want to close it up here and just make it into an actual room that could be used in all conditions. I could go around and put windows in those slots if I wanted to, or I could just put fixed glass if I wanted to. It'd be pretty hot, but it leaves a lot of options, and it'd be easy to modify later if that's something we chose to do. You just never can know what the future holds. we might have a purpose for this room up here on top of this deck at a later date. You know, I'm calling it a room now, but it's just a deck. But you never know. It could be transformed into a room in the future. Now, we'll tell you something I have in mind. Gonna have this roof right up here. And you see that big white wall right there? Well, down in my garage, I have a Emerson HD projector, 4K HD projector. And I thought that I could build a box underneath this roof here, right up here at the top, and put it inside of a box, and we could project movies right up there. We could project TV or movies right up there on that wall like a screen. And that is something I think would be awesome. Man, you'd have that natural air up here, and you'd have that up there that's, once the roof's on, we shouldn't get a glare. And I think it would be awesome to be able to put chairs and stuff up here, maybe a little table over here to the side with some food and snacks, and have maybe like a movie night with friends and family. I've got everything here to do it. And for the sound system, we have Melinda's big boom box, karaoke box, portable unit that we can bring up here, and man, it will put some rumble in the jungle. So I think it's gonna be really neat.